There's definitely a lot of research and a lot of time that goes into every exhibit. There are more people than just the designer and the head curator. We bring in our education staff, administrators that have been to other exhibits, botanists and historians that specialize in their unique areas. There's other creativity involved.
If you were starting from scratch with an exhibit, you obviously have to start with the basic concept of what are you covering in the exhibit. Now, we knew this one was the ancient Mediterranean world. We opted to switch from a chronological and geographical approach to a thematic approach. I simply looked at what do we have in our collections, what are, I think, important or interesting topics that the public has shown a lot of interest in for a long time. To tell this story, I'm trying not to overload it with too many artifacts. I've also found if you put too many things in, people tend to gloss over them. So if you highlight one or two things and say this is why this is important, they will pay much more attention to it.
Mound making now is one thing that not a lot of people notice when they go to a museum to see it, but it's a crucial element of exhibit today. By making individual mounds, you can display the objects and almost make the wall case look like it's a page in a book.
This is kind of how the artists work with the curators. We have an idea, it'd be neat to walk through some kind of an arch. And this is what separates people from the introductory area into the first theme of the exhibit, which is construction.
I think construction is one of the more fascinating things. How did they build these massive buildings 3 and 4 and 5,000 years ago? One of the themes is sort of everyday life in the community, and I picked these particular two pieces because they have to do with recreation and leisure time activities.
Our mummies have been scanned over the years, and Carter wanted to show the scans that were done, to show all the different layers within a mummy.
And I thought that'll be the centerpiece of a section on religion, or as we call it, communion.
Carter wanted to have an area on conflict.
The Greek stands as this bastion of Greek democracy against the great Persian Empire.
These two real people that were fighting for their culture.
We're mixing and matching things. We're not keeping all one culture together to show that these themes are more or less universal. One of the themes of the exhibit is communication. It's going to be talking about ancient writing systems. And this is actually a fragment that shows one of the Egyptian gods named Thoth. This is a model boat from ancient Egypt, from a tomb, probably from the first intermediate period to the Middle Kingdom, roughly 4,000 years old. This boat is going into a section on commerce. We sort of use it as a jump-off point to talk about long-distance trade.
We built stone walls to kind of separate these themes. So we tried to compartmentalize the exhibit.
You know, with every exhibit that we work on here at the museum, you kind of get an assignment where you have to figure out what to do, the best way to do it. We wanted to give different areas different weathered looks. You know, some of it a little more pristine and some of it more aged with time and weather.
Within that environment, we'll add some palm trees and some dramatic lighting and maybe some big photographs.
We play with the light levels. You know, we can make it, when you enter the exhibit, we kind of dim it down. And then as you progress in the exhibit, we slowly bring the light levels back up again. That gives you a different mood as you're walking through the exhibit when you're going through areas of light and dark.
It's nice when they walk under this archway, which is like 9 foot tall, and it goes up to 16 feet tall, and all of a sudden you see this chariot ahead of you. We want to hit them with that wow effect.
Favorite part of this exhibit was to make the chariot, to make King Tut, to make something that doesn't exist on this earth. So that was pretty challenging and very enjoyable.
A lot of work, a lot of research, and a lot of construction has gone into this. Just the horses alone was a huge job for our taxidermist.
I love my job in that it is never boring. Every single exhibit that we do, every single project that we do, everything is always having to learn it.
The museum has millions of objects in collections. Many of them are in storage, but this is our chance to bring those objects out to light for the public to see and enjoy.
A lot of us have worked here for 30 years together in the exhibit staff, so this was kind of a big push, and a lot of us really wanted to make this exhibit special.
I think the museum has this rich history where every exhibit you know, is a challenge to make the next one even better and to continue to create that environment and to expand our skills.
We made a lot of effort to make it really original. And I think it'll be an exciting exhibit, just one that's fun to visit.